Eden Lake is one of those rare horror films that doesn't just aim to scare you, it wants to leave a mark, and it absolutely succeeds in doing that. When a couple heads out for a romantic getaway to a remote lake, their peaceful weekend is shattered by a group of aggressive teens. What starts as simple rowdiness quickly spirals into something far more sinister as the situation escalates into a brutal and relentless fight for survival. It's a premise that feels familiar on paper, but the execution is anything but. I first came across this film during the era when Dimension Films was pushing out more hard-edged titles under their Extreme label. After watching the trailer, I expected something of a closer to a revenge movie resembling I Spit on Your Grave. But after actually watching this movie, boy was I wrong. This is not an average revenge story. It's a survival horror film that is as bleak and disturbing as they come. The acting is absolutely superb across the board, especially from Kelly Riley, who delivers one of the most raw and realistic performances I've ever seen in a horror movie. You feel every ounce of fear, desperation, and exhaustion she goes through. On the other side, Jack O'Connell is terrifying as the character Brett. His portrayal is menacing, volatile, and completely unhinged, making this film increasingly uncomfortable to witness as it unfolds. Knowing he would go on to bigger projects like Sinners, the Academy Award winning Sinners, and 28 years later, The Bone Temple, just shows how strong his presence was even back then as a teenager. What really sets Eden Lake apart is the film's tone. There's no safety net here, no sense that things will somehow work out for the main two lead couples. While parts of the ending feel somewhat predictable, just when you think you've got it figured out, the film pulls a complete 180-degree turn. If you haven't seen this movie before, that final stretch will generally shock you towards the end of the film. It will shock you to your core, and that's the thing. There is no hope in this movie. Just no hope. It's one of the most soul crushing and disturbing films I have ever seen. I've watched it countless times since my first viewing, but I always turn it off about 10 minutes before the movie finishes. Even now, it still has a profound, almost traumatic effect on me. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time, but also one where I refuse to experience the ending again. And because of that, I probably won't watch the whole movie ever again. My rating for this film is 4.5 out of 5. It's a brutal, effective, and deeply unsettling survival horror movie that lingers long after the credits roll. So if you're going to go into this movie, please be prepared. It's a very disturbing movie. There is no hope. There's no happy, the couple holding hands and running to the field moments. It's just pure dread and pure raw emotional and disturbing scenes. And it will affect you if you're a fan of horror movies and you think you've seen it all. Trust me, you haven't. If you haven't seen this movie, it will definitely shock you, and please keep that in mind. So my review for this film is 4.5 out of 5.